folks, it's Evo here from Thundermist Lure Company, and welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. Today, folks, I'm going to be fishing for perch, and I'm going to use a little bit of a different technique. I'm running the Stingnose Jigging Spoon, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover a little bit of ground. I was asked, can you cast the Stingnose, or do you have to fish it straight up and down? Well, you absolutely can cast it, and if you cast it, what you do is you just jig it back towards you. So you could use this method if you're fishing from shore or from a boat. Now from a boat, what it means is I'm going to be able to cover a lot of ground. So I'm going to cast it out and then jig it back towards me, towards the boat. And then when I get back to the boat, oh, there's one right there. There's okay. When you get back to the boat, what you can do is still fish vertically. So there's a nice perch. I mean, that's a decent sized perch. I'm running the 3/8 ounce Stingnose. I like to run the 1/4 ounce or the 3/8 ounce as a general rule. Whoops, we'll get that guy back in the water. Yeah, but that's the technique I'm going to use today, and it's very, very effective because what it does, as opposed to just dropping it straight down, because I am anchored. I mean, if I drop it straight down, that's perfectly fine, and you're waiting for fish to come around the boat and jig it up and down, that's not a problem. That's the normal technique, and I like to do that especially if I'm drifting. But when I'm anchored, unless I'm anchored onto a school, the option is to cast the Stingnose, let it get down close to the bottom, and then jig it back towards you. Cover a lot of ground. I can cast to the front of the boat, to the side of the boat, to the back of the boat, and they will hit it. They will hit the spoon on the way down, and you'll be able to cover a lot more ground and hopefully get into a lot more fish. So that's what I'm going to do today, folks. I'm going to work this whole area right around the boat. Then when it comes back here to the boat, as opposed to reeling it in, I'm going to jig it 2 or 3 times and then bring it in. Okay, so that's going to be the method today. It's a nice sunny day. It's actually it's about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's going to be a nice leisurely day out here. It's the month of October. The water temperature is 65.5 degrees, and normally I'd be out fishing for salmon right now, but I wanted to have a little bit of fun with my light outfit and fish for perch. So that's what I'm going to do today, and see if I can get into a few nicer perch. That would be great. And as they start to school up once November rolls around. But right now, I'm just going to take my time here and jig a bit. Here we go, back to the boat. Now I'm just going to continue to jig for a bit and then give another cast and see if we can get into a few more perch. In fact, there's one right now straight down below the boat. Okay, they seem to be about the same size. I mean, they're average size perch, I'm going to say. Oh, that's the second time I've done that. Okay, let's get him back in. Now he came straight down, so what I'm going to do, there might be a school of them down there. I'm just going to drop it back straight down again and see if there's a few more perch, because usually where there's one, there's more. This one feels like a nicer fish. Oh, I just lost him. That felt like a nicer fish. Well, especially on this light action rod. Oh, there's another one. So they must have moved in. And that's the other thing, when you're jigging like that out from afar and bringing it in close, what happens is if there are some fish out there, you're actually attracting them towards you. And that's always nice, because now it looks like I might have attracted some. See if there's more still down there. I got some current here, so. But that's a great method. I really like it, to cast it out, bring it back, jig it straight up and down, cast it up, bring it back. Now I got a weed on there. It just came off. So with a weed on there, they're not going to hit. Let's see if they're still down there straight below the boat. If not, I'm going to cast it out again. I'll give it 3 or 4 jigs, and if there's nothing doing, then I'll cast it back out again and bring it back towards me. Okay. All right, nothing doing, so we'll cast and retrieve and see if we can do the same method and get into some more fish. I'm gonna go straight down again because I think I might have attracted some more fish with that last jig and retrieve. Let's see what happens here. Oh yeah, that was a good hit. When they hit this sting nose, folks, they hit it hard. Whoa, what do I got? That's not a perch, folks. I got something else. All right, I gotta play this fish. Oh, that was a hard hit. Let's see what we got here now going on here with this light action rod. Oh my. I got something nice. What do I got? That's the beauty when you're running these Stingnose Jigging Spoons. It's imitating an injured bait fish. So you never know what you're gonna catch. And right now, folks, I have no idea. I've been having some fun catching those perch. And now I've hooked into something a little nicer. It might just be a bass, I don't know. Let's see here, it is a bass. It's a nice smallmouth, folks. It is a nice smallmouth bass. There he is there. I got my net. I wasn't really prepared for this, but let's see if we can get him. If he comes off, that's okay. He's gonna get released anyway. There we go. There's a nice chunky smallmouth right there. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Nice color to him. Nice October smallmouth, folks. Look at that. That's a bonus. Just fishing for perch with this light rod. He gave me a nice little fight, actually. All right. Well, let's use the method again. Cast it out, bring it back in, see if we can attract some more fish and a few more hits. But boy, that was fun. All right, let's give another cast there. So I'm fishing at about 15 feet of water, and there are some weeds close to shore, and then it drops off, and that's where those fish are. Whoops, I almost dropped off. That's where those fish are relating to. And this casting method and jigging back is really allowing me to cover that break and cover a lot of ground. So it's a great method. And now that I'm back at the boat, let's see if I attracted anything here. Yes, I did. Oh, I got something good, folks. I got another nice fish here. The jig and spoon cast and jig back method. There we go. Oh, there's a nice perch. Actually just caught underneath a bit, but let's see if I can lip lock him. There we go. There's a nice yellow perch right there. That one right under the boat. That one hit right under the boat. There's a nicer perch. Hey, that's a keeper size, but we're releasing them today. That was a good hit. Actually, this one, unfortunately, is gonna have to be a keeper. I think he took that bait in a little bit too deep. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. No. I think he's gonna be just fine, actually. Okay. So again, that one hit just kind of under the boat. The current took my line down, so let's see if I've got a few more fish down there that I've attracted. I'll give it a few jigs, and if not, I'm going to cast it right back out again. So it's a great technique. I actually like it. All right, so no other hits, so we're going to cast again. Use the jigging technique, and like I say, you could do this from shore. No problem. You can cast from shore and jig back towards you. But it's nice in the boat because you cast, you jig back towards you, and then you can vertically jig for a little bit before you bring your line in. So let's take another try here and see. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, nice hit. Covering a lot of ground, folks. That's what you're doing. And you can get into some nice fish. Oh, that's a nice, oh boy, that was a beautiful perch. I don't know if you got a glimpse of him or not, but that would have been a definite keeper. That was a good perch. All right, so we'll cast it back out there again. Just a great method. I really like it. And those fish get really aggressive because, like I say, it looks like an injured dying minnow. Doesn't feel as big as that last one that I lost, but actually not a bad sized perch. They all seem to be around the same size. with the exception of the odd large one. Get that guy back in. So I'm going to try the cast again. And again, the other beautiful thing is what I really like. I love using live minnows on a T-turn bait rig, but sometimes you can't get minnows. And when you can't get minnows, it's nice to have an option. And this Stingnose Jigging Spoon looks like so much like a real minnow. It works great just the way it is. No live bait needed. So it's a great alternative to using live bait. There we go, right at the back of the boat again. There's a nice perch. Okay, let's get this guy right back in again. Nice, a little bit of weed I picked up on the way in. We'll get that off. We're going to cast it out again. Now I am using fluorocarbon line, 100% fluorocarbon, and I like to use the fluorocarbon line because of the less visibility, and I'm only running 6-pound test line. That's all you need for perch. That's plenty for perch. So it's a great system, and this cast and retrieve is working really well for me today. Cast, jig, cast, jig. Bring it back to the boat. Let's do a few jigs here and see if... Oh, I just had a hit. So when that happens, I'm gonna open up my bail, let my jig actually hit the bottom, and then lift it up off the bottom and look like a dying minnow. There we go. And like I say, sometimes what happens when you drop it on the bottom and lift it up, it triggers a bite. Look at that little perch hitting that big sting nose. They are not shy at all, these perch. They are very, very aggressive. All right, now since there was one below the boat, mind you it was a small one, I'm gonna try that again. And again, I think I'm attracting these fish as I'm casting and jigging towards the boat. I'm attracting these fish and they're coming towards the boat, and then they can hold there for a bit, which allows me to get them straight up and down vertically. All right, let's try dropping it straight down and see. I might have attracted some fish after that last jig and retrieve. So I'm going to drop it straight down and see if there's any perch that came around and followed that last one on the way in. All right, jig it up. There we go. And it looks like a little bit bigger than the last one, but definitely smaller. Oh, he took all 3 trebles too in his mouth. He just attacked that bait. Good thing they're easy to come out. Right at the back of the boat. That was a good hit right at the back of the boat, and that's a nicer perch. I mean, not huge, but nicer. Okay. So he came at the back of the boat. Let's get this guy back in the water again. So I'm going to give another cast to the back of the boat. But you know what, folks? This cast and jig back method with jigging spoons, so much fun. You've got to give it a try if you haven't yet. You'll cover a lot of water and you'll definitely get into a lot more fish. I'm going to keep going at it here today. It's unbelievable. I can't believe there's absolutely nobody out here. I got this whole river to myself today. It's a beautiful day in October. And what else to do than have some fun catching some panfish. So as always, folks, I want to thank you ever so much for tuning in to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. And as always, until next time, good luck and good fishing.